Dude.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? So stoked to bring you this run to the top of Shuteye Peak today. We got about 4 different Toyotas here, all varying years and everything. I'm going to get into describing them. But this was a beautiful run with a lot of really cool visuals. Can't wait to get into this one. So this lower section of the road was actually pretty tricky. It was mostly a dirt road, but it did have multiple water crossings that can change depending on season. And you also had a lot of like rocky areas where you kind of just need to go slow. There was a lot of cows, things like that. Keep an eye out, and some other things that I'll show you about later. So this section of the forest was burned out by the creek fire. You will see a lot of that in the video. Now these switchbacks were probably one of the more challenging and technical sections of the run. Overall, the run isn't very difficult, but if you have stock height or 33-inch tires, you will have to be a little bit more strategic. I was with a lot of rigs that had 40-inch tires,
Roughly, yeah.
Kind of just like along for the ride and having fun. So when I get into like saying things are technical or it was difficult, it was more based on like a stock height with like say a 33-inch tire. So you get to the point at the base of the switchbacks here where you can kind of check everything before you head up into them. I did want to air down. It was about 18 psi. That ended up really benefiting me through these rocks. This is an absolutely beautiful section. The tea kettle rock right here in the background is a lot of people use it for climbing. It's pretty sweet. Just know what you're doing. It's on the side of a cliff. So right here, this section was much more difficult than it used to be. Unfortunately, side-by-sides that have plowed through here have really made this quite fun and more technical than it used to be. No hate, just kind of is what it is. This section's beautiful though. You're going to get a lot of cool views before you get to the real top of the mountain up here, and then kind of make your way across like these flat rocky sections to the summit. So you'll see in some of these visuals here, these rocks are fairly big and you want to choose your lines properly, but you will get through it. Stock height rigs, have somebody with you, because it does get pretty tough. These little sections right here overall were fairly easy, but there was small 10-20 foot sections where you have 18 foot or 18-inch step ups, things like that. So just keep in mind. So just a little bit about how technical the trail is. Overall, if you're running 38s and you have a full-on buggy or a purpose-built off-road truck or side-by-side, you should not have any issues with this trail. You should mostly just be along for the ride and check out the sights. If you have a stock height vehicle on 33s, you will be doing work trying to get through some of these sections, and also trying to avoid damage. You'll see in some of these shots, the step ups are quite large, but like if you see some of these right here, they just kind of pop right up them. It was not really an issue for those big 40s. So if you're running stock height, just be wary of kind of where you're putting your tires. But other than that, absolute blast of a trail coming through this section. And each section's kind of different, and I'll kind of keep describing it as we go along. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Kissing Rock section. Because of this, a lot of wind and rain, I'm guessing here, weather causing that. Really cool. So moving forward, it does have some pretty tough little sections you'll see here in a minute, but what's really neat about this were those rocks, of course, and then also this leaning tree. It's up on the very top of this hill. It's kind of adapted to life here. As you can see, it's very windy up here, so it decided to just lay against the rock. So yeah, we got some pretty extreme adaptability here. Anyway, coming up, we got Kyle's 4Runner. I talked with him about it and recorded some stuff, so I'll let him talk about his rig for you.
Yeah, I got a 1998 4Runner SR5 3rd gen. Done quite a few trails with it. West Lake, Strawberry Lake, Shuteye, Bald, Red Lake. It's been a good wheeler. Got 285s on there, Pro Comp wheels, Marlin Crawler front and rear bumpers, 2 bumpers. Got sliders on there, DOM, RCI skid plate, Marlin Crawler LCA frame brace gussets, Bilstein shocks front and rear, Wheeler's coils, Toy Tech coils, about 2.5, 3 inches of lift, 333 billet steering rack clamp. Got Marlin Crawler dual transfer case, 4.7 gears in the taco box, Panhard correction kit on the rear, E-locker motor guard, Marlin Crawler, Sherpa roof rack on top. IFS, you know, it can have its limits for sure with travel, but you know, lifting a tire here and there ain't so bad. Has lots of traction with the and the front and rear lockers. We got Yukon 488 gears front and rear, and we have the Spartan up front with the manual locking hubs. Toyota E-locker in the rear. Goes well. We have roto packs on top.
Awesome, man. I appreciate that. Such a cool build. Anyway, I'm going to let John talk about his rig. He's got the one with the orange winch on the front of it, as opposed to the other with the large exo cage on the front. Anyway, here he is.
Hey, this is John with JA Services again. We're out here on one of my favorite local trails. I just wanted to give everybody a little bit of an overview of my personal rock crawler truck. It's a 1982 Toyota Hilux. It's been in my possession for almost 19 years. We've seen a lot of trails, everything from the Rubicon to Johnson Valley Hammers and everything above Shaver Lake. This truck has a 99 Tacoma motor swapped into it. It has dual Ultimate Marlin Crawler transfer cases and E-lockers out of a more modern, newer Toyota. The rear came out of a 2002 Tacoma, and the front is actually out of a FZJ80 Land Cruiser that have aftermarket wiring harnesses. It runs on some big Cooper Discoverer Pro tires, some 40s. You know, it's got a lot of custom fab work done to keep me safe and whoever I decide to bring with me. It's custom half doors. Lots of energy and effort has been spent to build this truck to where you see it today. You know, it's not the prettiest, but she's capable. We have a good time. The truck has 529 ring and pinion gear ratios in the diffs, chromoly axles. It has the first ever produced Marlin Crawler 25 millimeter pinion bearing set on the steering knuckles. Along with that, it has obviously my hand-built bumpers and roll cage, some rock sliders to keep the body looking presentable. This was a long bed truck when I purchased it, and it has been shortened a foot and also narrowed a foot to allow more clearance when we're going through these tight trails, twisting and weaving through the rocks and trees. There is a full-size spare tire in the back. I know you can't really see it, but it's back there, and a little bit of secured cargo and a fire extinguisher in case the worst should happen, and luckily that hasn't happened, but it's there just in case. You know, this truck's been through a whole whole lot of remodels, and a lot of hands have helped me create this. So I'm really appreciative of their help and all the hard work that's involved in building something like this. I originally built this truck when I started working at Marlin Crawler. That was definitely a leg up to get to this level of a build. Marlin personally helped me put the Tacoma engine in. We built the wiring harness. It's a custom made wiring harness that works with the factory 82 gauges. The transmission is also a Marlin Crawler heavy duty W56. The dual transfer cases have 30 spline front and rear outputs, which I don't think you can even buy today. Super strong, super beefy. The drive lines are heavy wall, DOM with long splines. There's pretty much not one nut or bolt that hasn't been touched on this particular build.
Really appreciate that, John, letting everybody know. Anyways, these optional rock right here. The trailer does go right by here, but with rigs like these, you really got to test them out. All right, well, I'm going to leave you to check out all this flex. Dude. This was definitely a section where you can just take it all in. We had an amazing time going through here and just kind of rolling through some of these flat sections, enjoying a little bit of these rock step-ups, and just checking out the scenery around you. It really is just kind of a flat kind of run up towards to where you get to the summit. Like a lot of the rest of the video, I'm just going to kind of let the shots speak for themselves. You can take a look, hear the trucks, hear the engines, the wind, all that good stuff. You want to know what else you're going to hear is me breathing heavily, because a lot of these shots were taken right after I ran up and down some sort of hill, so apologies for that. Good, go for it! So just some pointers overall for this trail. It's very remote, so having multiple rigs, trucks, people is definitely a plus. Your typical things like your tow and strap kit, first aid kit, a small shovel, but I usually find pickaxe type thing worth it because you tend to be able to move rocks easier. And you're not really pushing dirt around in these areas. You're more or less moving rocks if you're trying to get up a step up or back down. Also take note, there's a bunch of dispersed camping along the trail. Man, what you've all been waiting for. By this time, it was a long run, especially with shooting and recording everything. we were super eager to get to the top. You can see right here, it does get a little more tough. We got 18-inch granite step-ups, and as you can see from some of the shots, it goes into like a uphill curve to the right. There's just loose rock spread out throughout the whole thing, but it's definitely not the hardest section, and you kind of have it easy on the way to the top. As you can see, some of these runs right here, you're really just checking out the views, and super excited to just kind of get out and stretch your legs and check out the tower. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed checking out the tower and everything. It was such a beautiful sight being up there, and such a worthy end to the trip. But you know, you're really only halfway done. I did want to chime in here and kind of let you know in this next clip, there was an actual hawk attacking my drone. See if you can catch it. That was a narrow miss. Well, Mother Nature made it tough for us to get back down. It actually started raining on the summit. I was too busy changing out batteries and refueling, things like that, to try to get shots of it anyway. I have a little video here though. Alright, just gonna start making my commute home. Top of Shuteye Peak in a rainstorm. Nice long commute back to Fresno. Shouldn't be too much traffic, I'm thinking. Well, commute jokes aside, the rain was a little scary at first because, you know, you're on top of a mountain, you don't really know exactly what's going to happen. But once you realized it was just there to knock the dust down and really just cover up the sun and just kind of aid in your descent, it was really nice. The weather was beautiful, the air was crisp and cool. From that nice clean rain, it was just made the experience that much better. Anyway, as you see the trucks come down these last few sections, Just wanted to say that thank you guys so much for watching. We had a blast putting this together, and there's just a whole bunch more in the pipeline. Actually, we got 2 or 3 ready to go. The next one's going to be on Cheapo Saddle. It's a short run, but it's very intense, and it pushes these trucks to the limit. That was a fun one. I can't wait to see you guys there. Thank you so much again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Just a couple bonus clips here. You're going to want to see this little critter we saw on our way back down the mountain. We kept our distance.